All Laravel fans and MoonShine fans, I welcome you to the Code channel. Friends, I'm not going to drag on, and we're going to continue with MoonShine 2 guide. Let's go. Friends, here we go. I've made some very serious changes. Firstly, let's switch on the dark mode, I like it better. Change the picture of the article, I didn't like that stretched logo. Now it's a very cool picture. And a few more things. Firstly, change the logo, but it changes in the same way as in the first version. It's all in the documentation, just to realize that we don't have this as MoonShine, but some internal project of our own. And in the admin panel itself, I added a link to the site to quickly navigate back. With that, okay, let's move on to implementing authentication and registration. As I told you earlier, they're going to use Fortify for authentication and registration, and the view is generated by MoonShine. In this case, we're going to use Forms with you. Let's create a Forms directory in the app directory, since this is our web part, not the admin area. We will have separate classes to make it easy to work with all this stuff. Let's start with loginForm. Okay, you can do it your own way. I will use let it be a static method. I don't know, let it be render, and inside we will return form builder. Make, and now we will start to implement it with you. What do we know right away? In general, we can specify action, root, login and post methods accordingly, but by default, we have all forms in MoonShine and so post. Let's leave it like this for now and see what happens next. Let's open View Login. Let's make Extends Layouts app again. Then the Contents section, and in it we will display. Yes, we can, just as it is implemented in MoonShine, the login form, well, and registration. For this we need a div of class authentication, then inside another div with content. Again, I'm just doing it this way, you can add styles, implement in your own way. I just want to keep it to a minimum so that everything is from MoonShine. And here we will have to render our form. In general, MoonShine also has a helper form and you can work through it. Let's try it first, and then we'll pass the main one. Let's go to the login page, and we can see that here we have a form, so far empty, with a save button. And the whole layout that we use on the main site. And in the case of authentication, it's as out of place as possible. Let's make another layout, a little bit lighter for just login. Okay, let's rename it and let's make it a little bit smaller here. We don't need the top bar at all. The header as well. Let's see what this set looks like for now. We'll come back, we'll update it. In general, it's already better, but you can also remove the layout page. Try it like this. Already better. Now let's go back to the form. We will not do it through helper, because there are fields, email, passwords. We don't want to use PHP code with imports directly in the blade. So we will use our form. To pass something to Fortify view, you need to go to Fortify Service Provider, and then to Login View, and here you need to pass form and accordingly, our login form. And right away I realized that somehow rendering is not very suitable. Let's make. Since we are not rendering anything yet. Then we will do form rendering here. Let's have a look. Let's refresh, nothing has changed, but now we're working with a class. Great. Let's go back to the class and let's implement our login form. Next we need the fields method. And email. We can make it mandatory. And password. Correspondingly, too. Next, let's update, let's see. Already better, but only save does not suit us. Let's also change the button. Okay, let's call the submit method. Let's specify login. And let's also add some classes. Let's make a btn class, btn primary. And full width. Great, let's go back. Let's update, that's better. Let's also add immediately so we don't forget buttons later. Action button. Make. Let's call it registration. And respectively route. Register. Super. Let's make it secondary. Let's go back. Let's refresh. We see that there is login, there is registration. Let's keep it that way. I'm fine with it for now. Let's click enter. We need to enter something. Let's enter it. Look, it's working right away. Where the mandatory fields are, they are highlighted in case of error. We also see a message that there is no such user. So the login is working. But so far, no users. No. Let's do the registration as well. Friends, looking ahead. This is not relevant for this form for now. Right through Form Builder, we can make it in asynchronous mode right away. Or add precognition. In general, there are many settings in Form Builder. And in this convenient way, we can quickly generate them with you. And they'll be in the MoonShine style. Let's create another form for registration. We will not implement a full cycle with the form forgot password, and so on. The main thing here is to understand how to do it. Everything else will be routine for you. Okay. Same thing in Form Builder. Only we have the case is also email. Let's also add something we don't remember. To do that, let's see Fortify create a new user action. Name, email, password. Accordingly, we will have password confirmation. Okay, let's go back. Add another name. Password and password repeat. Password confirmation. Okay, change the button. Register. In this case you can do login to go back. Okay, go back. Refresh. Do registration. We see a blank page because you and I haven't done anything on registration yet. Firstly, let's pass in the form. Okay, and let's open the view itself. We can copy it. We've got it exactly the same. Okay, let's go back. Let's update. And we're registered. We can go back. We can go back to registration. Let's create a specific user. Let's make it Daniel. Email, let it be info@cutcode.dev, and password, in general, let it be the same. Registration, we see 404 error, because we return to route home, as I have not fixed this point. Let's have app service provider, or rather root service provider. And let's change home to the home page. Let's go, refresh, we see that we don't have the avatar attribute in user, no big deal. Let's go to MoonShine and make the avatar empty. We don't have that field, we're not going to use it with you. Let's refresh, that's it, we're registered, we're logged into our account right away. Here we have it right here, a link to a profile that doesn't exist yet, and a button to log out. Let's click log out to check the login again, because we've looked at the registration, but we haven't logged in yet. Okay, entered, clicked sign in and logged into your account. Everything works, and notice how basic it all was. Installed Fortify, quickly sketched out the forms, and we have authentication ready to go. This concludes the MoonShine tutorial. Remember to subscribe to the channel, click the bell, and leave a like and comment. Stay tuned for the next lesson. Your feedback is important to us. Thank you for choosing MoonShine and for watching. See you in the next Cut Code video.